Welcome to Wisdom Trek with Gramps. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, and we are on day 2210 of our trek. The purpose of Wisdom Trek is to create a legacy of wisdom, to seek out discernment and insights, and to boldly grow where few have chosen to grow before. In today's Wisdom Nugget, I am excited to continue our journey through the book of Proverbs, where we will explore its timeless wisdom. Today we are delving into Proverbs chapter 10, verses 9 through 16 from the New Living Translation. So let's get ready to lace up our hiking boots and uncover the paths of wisdom in these verses. In Proverbs chapter 10, verses 9 through 16, we continue our exploration of the characteristics and outcomes of living a life of wisdom. These verses provide valuable insights on the way of the wise. Let's start with verse 9. People with integrity walk safely, but those who follow crooked paths will be exposed. These verses open with a powerful truth about integrity. People who walk with integrity find safety and security in their path, but those who follow deceitful and crooked paths will eventually be exposed. These verses emphasize the importance of living a life marked with honesty and authenticity. Verse 10. People who wink at wrong cause trouble, but a bold reproof promotes peace. Here we see the consequences of ignoring wrongdoing. Those who wink at or overlook transgressions inadvertently cause trouble, but those who boldly and lovingly correct promote peace. This verse underscores the value of addressing issues with courage and grace. Now on to verse 11. The words of the godly are a life-giving fountain. The words of the wicked conceal violent intentions. This verse highlights the power of words. Words of the godly are described as a life-giving fountain, nourishing and refreshing to those that hear them. In contrast, the words of the wicked hide violent intentions, emphasizing the importance of our speech in either building up or tearing down. Now verse 12. Hatred stirs up quarrels, but love makes up for all offenses. Hatred and animosity lead to conflicts and quarrels, while love can cover and make up for offenses. This verse reminds us of love's healing and reconciling power in our relationships. Now to verse 13. Wise words come from the lips of people with understanding, but those lacking sense will be beaten with a rod. These verses contrast the wisdom of understanding and the consequences of foolishness. Wise words flow from those with understanding, while those lacking sense face discipline, symbolized by beaten with a rod. It underscores the value of wisdom and the discernment of our speech. Now into the last three verses, 14 through 16. Wise people treasure knowledge, but the babbling of fool invites disaster. The wealth of the rich is their fortress. The poverty of the poor is their destruction. The earnings of the godly enhance their lives, but evil people squander their money on sin. These verses offer a sense of contrast. Wise individuals treasure knowledge and speak carefully, avoiding disaster. The wealth of the rich serves as a fortress, protecting them from many challenges, while the poverty of the poor can lead to destruction. The earnings of the godly enhance their lives, whereas the wicked squander their money on sinful pursuits. These verses remind us of the impact of our choices on our well-being. And as we reflect on Proverbs chapter 10, verses 9 through 16, we're reminded that wisdom just isn't theoretical knowledge. It's practical and influences the choices that we make in our daily lives. Take a moment to consider these questions. How can you cultivate wisdom in your life and walk with integrity and promote peace? In what ways can words be a life-giving fountain to those around you? Remember, wisdom equips us to make choices that lead to a life of purpose and fulfillment. Let's summarize these key takeaways from Proverbs chapter 10, verses 9 through 16. First, the value of integrity. Walking with integrity provides safety, while crooked paths lead to exposure. Second, bold reproof. Boldly addressing wrongdoing promotes peace and prevents trouble. Third, the power of words. Words have the potential to be life-giving or conceal violent intentions. Fourth, the healing power of love. Love can cover and make up for offenses, fostering reconciliation. Fifth, wisdom in speech. Wise words flow from understanding, while foolish babbling invites disaster. And finally, sixth, choices and consequences. Our choices in areas such as wealth and earnings significantly impact our lives and well-being. In closing, remember that wisdom equips us to make choices that lead to a life of fulfillment. As we continue on our journey through this vast landscape of wisdom, may we walk with discernment and choose the path of the wise. Thank you for joining me on this leg of our wisdom trek. I hope that these verses have inspired you to cultivate wisdom in your life and make choices that lead to a life of purpose and fulfillment. As we continue on our journey, may we navigate life's challenges with wisdom and grace. And if you found this podcast insightful, subscribe and leave us a review. Then encourage your friends and family to join us and to come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and create a great day every day. See you next time for more daily wisdom.